Welcome everyone, Kevin LaRocque here with Binary Pro Strategies, and today I want to look at something that's really important because it's really a big misconception about trading in general. Whether you're trading binary options, stocks, commodities, it really doesn't matter. Is a lot of people, one of the first things they're thinking about is how accurate is the system. Is it 80% of your trades profitable, 85, 90, 100%? Obviously nobody's 100% profitable. But anywhere in there, everybody thinks that for some reason, how profitable your trades are. In other words, are you right 9 out of 10 times? Are you right 8 out of 10 times? For some reason, that makes people feel more comfortable about trading a particular strategy or method. And I'm here to tell you that that has nothing to do with making money when it comes to trading. And I want to show you exactly why. But I want to go back to something that I talked about in the fundamental video. And I wanted you to take a look at the math here because this really does apply to binary options. If you're not familiar with binary options, I suggest you maybe even go to Nadex. They have some really good basic videos on how binaries work. But basically, binaries are set to either settle at 0 or 100. Okay, so if I'm trading a 5-minute binary, I have 5 minutes to either it's going to settle at 0 or 100. If it's a 20-minute, I have 20 minutes before it settles either at 0 or 100. Now, during that point in time, as it's moving around, you have premium, and the premium can be anywhere from 0 to 100. So in other words, if I'm going to look to make $10, okay, that means I have a 90% probability of making money if I sell that particular binary at $10. So I'm going to be right 90% of the time, okay? In theory, 90% of the time, and it's probably pretty close, depending on how much time is left on the particular binary. But nonetheless, let's assume that that's absolutely every time you sell it for $10, you're going to have a 90% probability of having success. So out of 10 trades, even at 90%, what happens after 10 trades? You're still at 0. Okay, so even if you have something that's 80% profitable, I'm going to sell it at 20. Even at 80% profitable, you're still going to be at 0. Okay, so it really doesn't matter. 60%, I'm going to sell it at $60. I have a 40%, okay, percent probability of being profitable. I'm going to be right 6 out of 10 trades. You're still going to be at 0. Okay? So let's go to the next slide because this is important. And then I'm going to get into something else here. It's going along this line, so just follow with me. Okay, so once again, we're looking at the math, and let's say, okay, gosh, I'm going to be right 50% of the time. Okay? If I'm right 50% of the time and I can trade at $60, what does that mean? That means if I can be right 50% of the time now and I am looking to make 60 and I'm looking to risk 40, even at $60, now at $60, I can start making money. Okay? So what you see here is that as my percentage of probabilities as far as the numbers are concerned, it shows that, gosh, as I go up, that means I can start making money. Okay, so if I'm 50% profitable, gosh, that means that all I have to do is just be a little bit better than $50 and I'm going to make some money. And that's true. Okay, and it is and it isn't. Okay, and let's get into even more. So let's bump it up even more. Let's say I have an edge of 60%, which I do. I personally have an edge of 60 to 70% in most of all my trades, and that's something I teach my students on how to do. And it's not based on any kind of indicator. Everything that I do is based on what I call behavioral patterns, and they work in everything, whether they work in binaries, doesn't matter, stocks, commodities, forex, whatever. It works in everything. But nonetheless, let's say that I can be 60% accurate. Now all I have to do is, I mean, gosh, even if I'm 6% accurate, I can even just go for $40. At least I'd break even. Anything over $40, it looks like I'm going to start making money, right? So, gosh, that's pretty good. So it looks like as I'm going up in terms of my profitability, okay, if I'm 60% profitable, it looks like I can even come down a little bit on my premium and still make money. And that is true, okay? But let's take a big jump. Let's go up to 100%. And this is when we start talking about the fallacy of probabilities. And just trading probabilities doesn't mean that you're going to be a profitable trader. There's more to it, and I'll explain it here in a second. Okay, so here we are. Here is a 90% accurate method. Okay, let's say that this existed. We knew it was going to, it's absolutely been proven itself. I've got one guy who's, you've got one here that's has 100 examples on his system, right? He says 100 examples. He's been right, 90 out of those 100. He only had 10 losing trades, okay? And he still ended up making some money, right? At 90%. And then you have this other guy comes in, maybe you have somebody at 200. Then you have a guy that has a 300 sample size, and he says, okay, you know what? Gosh, I can do a little bit better than that. I've got over 300 trades historically, and I go back and I'm 90% accurate. Isn't that amazing? But you know what, folks? And I hate to tell you this, but I guarantee you, most of you would not even be able to trade a 90% accurate method. And let me tell you why that is, because everybody thinks that, gosh, just give me a 90% accurate system, be easy for me, I'll be able to trade it, I'm not going to have to sweat anything. But you know what? What's the one thing that we know about trading and any kind of sequencing? Okay, when it comes to whether you're flipping a coin or whatever, you have series of wins and you have series of losses. So let's say you're trading this. You want to go with the 300 because you're saying, gosh, you only have 100 samples. I'd rather go with the trader that has 300 samples. He's been 90% accurate. That's the one I want to trade. Well, that's what you would think. But out of those 300 at 90%, you still had overall in those 300 trades, you had 30 losing trades. Okay? 30 losing trades, if they all came at once, that would be down $1,500. But let's say that doesn't happen. Let's say you only had 4 or 5 of those. I bet you most everybody, if somebody threw a 90% system in front of you and said, yep, I'm going to guarantee it's going to be 90% accurate over the next 300 trades, and your first 4 losing trades, they were losers, I can almost guarantee you would say something's not right here, he's not being honest with me, this thing is falling apart, I give up. Because that's the way people think. They don't think in big numbers, okay? They think in small numbers. They think if they had a couple losses, 3 or 4 losses, this thing is no good, I'm out of here, and they're off looking for the next Holy Grail. Folks, it doesn't exist. And even if you do find a system that's 90% accurate, you're not going to be able to trade it, and you're probably not going to be able to make money at it because you won't stick around long enough to catch the other winning trades. So how do you trade? How can you trade and make money? And even if you have these series of losses, how can you get around all of this? And the key is something that nobody is going to be able to teach you. It's something you have to learn, and you have to be able and spend the time to learn how markets work. Now, my focus is, I've been trading for 35 years. I like binary options. I like the risk-reward ratio. I like knowing going in exactly how much I'm going to lose if I'm wrong and how much I'm going to win if I'm right. And 9 out of 10 trades I'm always going to carry into expiration because I'm either going to make a certain number of dollars, I'm going to lose a certain dollar. That's something I can manage. But what's even more important is understanding the conditions of the market that you're in at the time. So in other words, I particularly have 2 different types of strategies. Now the markets are usually trending, going up or down, or they're going sideways, and my methods are designed to trade in both conditions. And the key is being able to identify early enough what kind of condition you're in. You can't keep trading a system that's looking for strong trends if you're in a sideways market, right? And if you're sideways market, you don't want to keep trading a market that's in a sideways market if the market is trending, okay? And that's why I developed EOM. EOM is a big plus for everybody because it does give you an indication of what kind of market you're in and what kind of method you want to use during those certain market conditions. But you also have to be able to manage your account or your trading size, okay? So I have days, let's go back to these probabilities. I have days, and this is most recent, I made $911. I was only 50% accurate. I had another day, I made $1,100. I was only 50% accurate. But then I had a day where I was $1,700. I made $1,700 that day. Guess what? I was only 47% accurate. Now, nobody will want to trade a system that's 47% accurate. Most people say you're crazy. No, because what's important is not the accuracy of the system, is understanding the market conditions that you're in the time and how to adjust your trading size. If you go back and you look at my videos, you'll see a lot of times I'm just doing onesies, and then all of a sudden you'll see a 10 lot, and then I go back to onesies, and then you'll see a 10 lot. Why is that? Because what I'm doing is I am trading, okay? I'm going light, and when I see a really strong setup, okay, something where I have high probabilities of being in my favor, and just because it's high probabilities doesn't mean it's going to be a winning trade, okay? But when I have everything in front of me that says this is going to be a really high probability trade, I'm going to put more on it. I'm going to add more. I'm going to put more contracts on it, okay? Because the probability of having a sequence where have 30 losers in a row are pretty slim. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to hit it. And then I'm going to trade one lots, okay? And I'm just going to whittle away at it. I'm going to make a little bit of money, lose a bit, make a little bit, okay? And then I'm going to lose. What I'm doing is I'm building up a cushion. So if I do come in and I hit it with a high number and I lose, I haven't lost that much because I already built it up with my small little one lots. But when I see the conditions are right and I'm going to hit it, I'm going to come in and I'm going to hit it hard. Okay, I'm going to hit it hard because that's what's going to get my account growing. Not just trading onesies, but the thing is understanding the markets, understanding when the markets are strong, understanding how whatever your method is, how it works in the particular market you're trading in. In my case, I'm trading 5 minutes fork binary, so I understand forks, fork markets and how they work, and each pair has its own personality. You just have to spend time in front of the chart or come into my chat room and you'll see how I think about the markets, or explain to you what I'm looking at, why I'm looking at it. Am I trading one lots? Am I trading a 10 lot? Am I going in with size? Or am I out of the market? Because a lot of times you're seeing me stay out of the market for hours. I've been out of the market for 3 or 4 hours sometimes because there's no trade, okay? If you want trade, you want activity, then this is probably not going to be the method for you, because if you want to keep trading, I guarantee you're going to lose money. You've got to wait for the conditions to right, and then you go in and you start trading, and when the conditions are really strong, then you want to hit it with size. And you have to be able to adjust your size based on the conditions of the particular pair or pairs that you're trading, and the only way you're going to be able to understand those conditions is by watching it during the day. Whether you're in my chat room or you're watching it at night or whatever, you have to understand how these markets flow and what their personalities are. Anyway, that's it. I hope, guys, I didn't get you guys depressed. You know, we're all looking for 90% accurate systems. I learned a long time ago that accuracy doesn't mean a thing. It really means nothing, okay? You can have people that are, quote, they're 90%. I bet you they are, but they're probably losing money, okay? You have to know how to adjust trading size. Anyway, that's it. I'll be back with more videos. And also, if you do like these videos, please give me a thumbs up by supporting me by giving me a thumbs up. And also click on the little bell and I'll make sure that you are the first to be notified of any new videos that come out. And that's it. Until the next one, you all have a great night and take care.